student-led program by Cult Nation TV, Culture.
Kind of helps toughen you up a little bit.
A podcast about self and everything else.
Try to keep getting better as we go.
Well, I'm Malachi.
And I'm Xavier, and this has been the Culture Podcast.
Hi, I'm your host of today's Culture Podcast, which is also the first episode. Today, I'm with my guests,
Eve,
Cruz,
and Maddie.
And today's topic is about film. And so, to start the podcast, I want to talk about everyone's favorite genre of film. So, what would you say is your favorite genre?
Fantasy adventure type style.
I'd either go comedy or horror.
I'd say horror or like rom-coms.
Those are good genres. Horror, I love horror.
Okay, hold on. When I say fantasy adventure, I don't mean like, ooh, I'm an elf in the woods. I mean more like just there's some kind of funky stuff happening, but we're going on an adventure. But it's not like I'm an elf in the woods. You know what I mean? I don't like that.
What would your favorite movie be?
I get Everything Everywhere All at Once, I guess. Yes.
Why?
It's so good. You guys have not seen it. No.
Mm-mm.
It's just, I really like the way that it tackles like relationships between parents and their children, and like this whole like discussion about sacrifice when it comes to like people immigrating and the cultural divide between often first generation children and their parents. And I think it's a really important and cool
Movie. It's just a really good movie too.
It's so beautiful. I really like all the pieces where they end up speaking in Chinese. It's so cool.
Yeah. What would you say yours is?
I have two favorite movies of all time. I can't choose between. My first one is Superbad, and my second one is This Is the End. Mostly because my favorite actor is Jonah Hill, and they're all so funny. They all play their parts really good, and I just love it.
What?
So many favorite movies, but like only one I could think of right now is like 10 Things I Hate About You, because it's just the storyline is just so good and it's like funny and all that. Yeah.
What about you?
I can't really choose between.
Can I make it something?
What?
Is your favorite movie Cat Running on screen?
Oh, I love Cat Walking Turning to Gallop, 1894 or whatever, whenever it came out. But my favorite movie, either Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, or Diary of a Lost Girl, which is a great movie. No.
I like literally thought you were about to say that. I was like, okay, Jonah.
Texas Chainsaw is a great movie. It's just directed great, and it's really grimy and gross, and you feel like you shouldn't be watching it, but it's also really good. And you think it'd be gory, given the name Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the like reputation it has, but it's not. There's barely any gore. It's a great movie. And Diary of a Lost Girl, it's just really good. Emotional.
Gore in movies is kind of a hard topic to talk about, because I feel like when it's in movies, you kind of want it to be really good, because it's like you're supposed to be seeing kind of like,
you don't want bad gore.
Yeah, but also like I don't like it when people are screaming at the top of their lungs in torture. Like, I would not be able to watch like a series like Saw, because I don't like people.
That first Saw though, it's not that gory. Like the first Saw, it's not bad. The later ones.
The concept of it, that somebody is judging you for all of your actions and your morality on life and how much you value life just because you're getting judged by some weird little guy in a basement.
Some old man.
Some old man deciding that, oh, you have to do this job, so that means you don't value your life. So now you have to go kill yourself or other people. Like, what kind of logic is that? It's stupid. I hate it, and I don't like that.
Some of the reasons in the later movies are, I don't know, because like one guy, he gets put in a trap because he's a smoker. I would give up immediately. What about you guys? Would you guys?
Honestly, I actually really like the Saw series. I like all slasher films, to be honest. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I haven't really got into it, but I know this past movie, I heard it wasn't good.
was mainly a slasher, and it tried too much to do. It tried to do what Halloween 2018 did with being a legacy sequel and having Sally come back, but the original actress died, so it's not like Halloween 2018 where they could get Jamie Lee Curtis to come back. So it's not good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I like slasher films. Scream is probably my favorite slasher of all
I
time.
love Scream.
Yeah,
That
Scream is good.
Obviously Halloween. Those are two iconic series.
They both,
So
like, started slasher eras. Like Halloween started the original slasher craze, and when they started dying down, Scream brought it back. And they're both two great movies.
I watched that one. That I've watched Scream, and I thought it was a very fun and enjoyable. I thought that the blood was crazy.
honestly,
No, that was okay. No, that was Nightmare on Elm Street, where the
Yeah.
freaking bed explodes in blood.
Yeah,
That was
that's
wild.
a great.
I used to think those were so scary, and then you look back at it and you realize like how fake the effects look. And it's
Honestly,
just,
I would
No,
prefer
definitely.
if more horror movies were like Nightmare on Elm Street, which is just garbage camp stuff.
Well, Nightmare is not garbage camp, okay? Nightmare is a great movie.
A bed explodes with water.
It-
Not water,
not
with
water.
blood.
It's so good.
Camp! That's camp.
But it was the 80s, okay? And
I think we should bring back the 80s, but not in the Stranger Things way.
I agree. Like in a Death Spa way. I love Death Spa.
Can you talk about Death Spa?
Death-
What is Death Spa?
A cheesy 80s horror movie about a spa that kills people. And yeah, that's about it.
What's your favorite horror film? No, you already said it. It was Scream.
yeah, I love Scream. I just think like the twist about, I mean, it's all Scream movies. They always have like that twist where like someone trusted is the killer, and I don't know. I just thought it was good because it's not too scary. It's honestly kind of funny sometimes.
You like the entire Scream series?
Not the entire. Some of them kind of suck, but like I've watched all of them.
I think Scream is one of the most consistent horror series because like all 5 of them are really good. And even like 3, which people don't like, it's still pretty good. There isn't a bad Scream movie, I think. And it's because they evolve with the genre as it evolves. Like Scream 5, talking about the modern requels and like highbrow horror.
what is your favorite Scream?
Scream 1, it's so good. It's like the best out of all the Screams.
The scene where the girl gets crushed in the like garage.
Yeah.
And you can see the doll. I love that so much. It's so good.
It's great.
I love it. No, you continue.
It's a Wes Craven movie, and Wes Craven, it's crazy how he
Honestly,
reinvented horror with A Nightmare on Elm Street, and then to do it later, like almost 10 years later, with Scream. And he stayed with the Scream series up until his death, and Scream 4 was his last movie. He's a great director.
yeah. Honestly, I don't really get too scared of slasher films. Thing I really get scared of is like paranormal ones. You know, like all the ghosts and stuff. To be honest, like, because I believe in them myself, and I just like they don't scare me. Like the Conjuring series, it's good. I actually did get scared of number 2 when Valak came like was a
Spoilers.
thing and
Oh
like
my
came
God.
to
Spoilers.
life, you know.
The Conjuring films, I like them, but I think besides the first 2, they're not that good. Like The Nun and like the rest, they're not good. And it's because those first 2 are James Wan movies, and James Wan is great. You know, he directed
James Bond?
James Wan. He directed the first 2 Conjurings, the first 2 Insidiouses, the first Saw.
What's
Oh,
your
I didn't know
opinion-
that.
Sorry, what's your opinion on James Bond though?
James Bond, I don't know. There's too many of them. I haven't seen any James Bond.
I only care about the ones with Mads Mikkelsen in it. He doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just if he's in there, we gotta watch it. That man is crazy and kooky. I love him. Do you guys have favorite actors?
I already said mine. Mine is Jonah Hill.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so funny.
I do love Jonah Hill, but I can't think of none off the top of my head like that.
My favorite actor would be probably Louise Brooks, who nobody knows because she's a silent film actress. But she is able to convey her emotions so great, even when it's just, there's no sound and she's just great at acting.
What if we turn this podcast into a silent film right now? We all start just miming, and then in post we just start.
Add intertitles.
Yes.
Yep. That
Where?
are hand painted.
Oh yes. Who can hand paint it? You. You are gonna be sitting here while we're speaking. You're gonna be painting it one by one.
I love silent films, but
My favorite
No.
silent film is called Charlie Chaplin Falls Down.
that's one of my favorites.
What about your
Charlie
guys? What's your
Chaplin
favorite
Falls
silent
Down.
film?
I don't think I've ever seen a full silent film.
Yeah, me either.
Aren't they like 2 seconds long?
No, some of them are long. They're like 3 hours, and it's hard to get through. Like Birth of a Nation, it's like 2.5 hours. Well, there's music. They're not really silent because there's music, but yeah, some of them are just hard to get through because they're so long.
I love 3-hour movies. I
Yeah,
love
I can't-
Avatar. I love
Oh,
James
I love
Cameron's
Avatar.
Avatar.
I love
Wow.
Avatar.
I love
so
Avatar.
Good.
I love the story of Avatar. It's so great.
I haven't seen the new one yet. I really want to though.
I do
It
too.
seems really good.
'Cause
I heard
it's
like
beautiful.
mixed emotions about it. Like it's good, but it's also like bad too. So, but from what I mostly heard, I heard it's mostly good. So,
It's really not like life changing, which a lot of people paint it as, but it's a good. Yeah,
CGI.
visually it's stunning and beautiful and perfect and incredible and amazing, and I enjoy that. Story wise, it's
Okay.
a movie. It's yeah. I don't know. Do you guys have any garbage movies that you enjoyed? I can't think of any garbage film. I know a really good movie that I enjoy a lot, which is Legally Blonde. That is a banger movie. I love it. Everything about it.
would you say Legally Blonde?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said blind. I was like, no. I've seen the movie. It's good. Not for me, but yeah.
It's amazing. It's perfect and it's beautiful and it's stunning. I love it. Reese Witherspoon. Wow. Just a truly a generation changer.
Yep. That's from that era of like rom-com, 2000s. That
Those are my
really-
favorite. They're just too good.
they
I don't
really
care
feel
if they're
like
bad.
from the 2000s.
It's just the entire intro sequence where it's like going through a sorority and she's shaving her legs. Like, insane, incredible, beautiful.
2000s were an interesting time for movies.
Hey man, you are a hater.
No, I don't hate them. They're just interesting.
What was your favorite rom com again?
Mine, I have a lot. I like, 50 First Dates is so good. I like Mean Girls, even though it's kind of a rom-com.
I feel like it's more comedy though.
It really is.
I feel like the romance is very much the back burner situation, although it does drive a lot of the.
You can make an argument for both, to be honest, if you want to get technical, because I don't know. I think it's both.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Mean Girls
There's just
too.
a lot.
I feel like for it to be a rom-com, it kind of has to like have the protagonist be the main love interests, and I mean, unless you want to say that Regina George and whatever her name was, I forgot her name. What was it? Katie Heron, are love interests. I won't blame you. They can kiss. That's okay. But speaking of Mean Girls, Heathers. Have you ever watched Heathers?
I love Heathers. Heathers is so good. Like the storyline, it's
I've
just so
never
bomb.
watched it either.
I think it's a really cool movie. I really like.
That one also has it could be under so many different genres. Like it could even be like a horror movie, honestly, like a thriller maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it's a comedy thriller thing. I don't know. I like it. I like the fact that it's dark, but in the 80s way, where it's just loud and explosive and colorful. I hate the fact that most horror movies now, where there was this era of horror movies that were just kind of dark and black, and that's it.
Yep. And with that being said, I think that was a great conversation on film. Thank you for watching the Culture podcast, which can be found on the Cult Nation TV YouTube channel.
Student-led program by Cult Nation TV, Culture.
Kind of helps toughen you up a little bit.
A podcast about self and everything else. Try to keep getting better as we go.
Well, I'm Malachi.
And I'm Xavier, and this has been the Culture Podcast.